I think there's a thing that we should also keep in mind in everything like this is the Republican apparatus in Florida is fragmented. It's not just this whole national thing. The party in Florida is fragmented, and I think that's important to note that a perfect example of that is that the last several years, Marco was not a presence in terms of party events and showing up and doing all of the events around the state. So in terms of building an apparatus, in terms of making sure that your base is strong, he wasn't part of that. There's all sorts of reasons why, including whether or not people allied with the governor and allied with other people and all that mechanics. But the long and short of it is just that it wasn't doing that what we would view as sort of the bread and butter kind of things you have to do to keep everyone engaged along a statewide basis.
But was Jeb doing that? I mean, it seems to me that's part of the problem is we've got this statewide party that had two favored sons and a governor who really didn't like either of them.
Well, and that is part of it, and I think that's part of it, and what we saw with, I mean, I'll give you a perfect example of it is, now the thing is, of course, but, and we can get into this whole thing, but Marco did some campaigning for Scott in 2014, but when it came time for the big, huge event held in Orlando, who was the keynote speaker? It was Bobby Jindal. All right, so you have to kind of figure, well, what's going on here in terms of why, and in fact, I know that during the 2014 election that Scott's people actually limited Jeb's involvement. They used him down in South Florida, but otherwise they didn't want him. And so you have all that tension that was kind of going on that kind of affected things. In terms of, I think Jeb would have done better had he stayed in all the way through Florida. I still don't know if he would have won with everything that was going on. I mean, I think part of the, I think obviously there were a lot of factors that went against Jeb, including Common Core and immigration and things of that nature that also made things hard for him.